Okay, so let's launch. Here we go. So this is the first 3D screen, and in Alite you have several options on how to control your ship. I prefer using the accelerometer control, where you can just tilt your mobile phone like I do now to control your pitch, whereas you can turn it to your right or turn it to your left to control roll. However, some players do not like this, and of course this can be changed. If you go to the options screen and select control options, you can also say, for example, use a cursor block to control the ship. So now you have here these cursor control key overlays and control the ship just like you would on a PC keyboard. But as I said, I don't like that very much, or I prefer the accelerometer control. So let's go back to that one. Okay. So, of course, as in all Elite versions, you can look around. Here you have the front view, right view, rear view with the space station and what is it, a shuttle? Let's identify it by clicking on it. Yeah, an orbit shuttle coming from the station and flying towards you. The purple box you see is a target grid. You can turn that off too, but it helps identify ships if you're far away. If they are closing in on you, the target box will disappear. Okay, this is the rear view. You can barely make out this system star behind the station now, and you can also look left, of course. Okay. In front of us is the planet with its atmosphere and continents. Note that the planet is currently rotating. If I stand still, you can still make out the rotation. This is, of course, physically speaking, it's nonsense, but it's just more interesting to look at a rotating planet. Well, so you can see the unlit side as well. Okay, now what are these buttons? With this one, you can fire a laser. Okay, and with this one here, you could go back to the info screen or the 2D screens, the control screens, as you've just seen. This one here lets you fire a missile or lets you target a missile. And finally, this one here enters hyperspace. So let's travel to Seance. As you can see in the bottom right corner here, you're currently in a safe zone. Now we have left the safe zone and we are approaching Seance. And now we can use the Taurus drive to go there quickly. Seance is a corporate state, hence not many enemies around, but we want to see an enemy attacking us, so we'll just go back for a while. Note the star here. If you've paid close attention to the star in the Lathe system, you might have noticed that it's a different color. That's because Alite uses the different star types, M class, O class, A class, and whatever. M class stars? A class, B class, O class, and whatever there is. And they're using different tints of bluish and yellowish colors. We even have brown dwarfs somewhere around the galaxy. You just have to find them. These are actually textures used from Celestia, more specifically from one plugin I forgot. They are pretty nice star textures, and I'm glad to have them in the game. It gives a little more variety. I would like to show you some fighting. Let's identify these yellow ships around here, which are of course friendly traders if you know the game. If you move your target cross on one of those ships, it'll be automatically identified. So let's just identify the others as well, just to have something to do. A Cobra, Mark III, a Cobra Mark I, and a Fer-de-Lance. And those purple things are asteroids. Okay, we can just destroy one just for some fun. You can choose to have the laser button toggle the auto firing laser. But you could also say, okay, I want to manually control each shot, which would let you have to push the button constantly if you want to fire. Yoo-hoo, we have destroyed one asteroid. Okay. I would rather combat against a real opponent. Let's see if one comes up. Can't be too long now. What else is there to do in the meantime? Let me see. Well, you control your speed with sliding your finger up and down or right, left. You can control the viewports by clicking on the viewports you wish to select. Here you can see the different gauges for your ship. Front shield, aft shield, energy banks, speed, roll, climb, dive, pitch, cabin temperature, laser temperature, altitude, and missiles. Seems we don't have any luck today, so we'll just try to dock, and I'll show you an opponent next time around. If you are wondering why I'm showing this game here on Chris' Twitch channel, well, there is a very good reason for that, and we'll get to that a little later. Now I'll just have to try and dock this thing. Docking is still pretty difficult, and if you know Elite, you remember that the docking bay of a Coriolis space station always faces the planet. So in this case we have to fly around the station first and come back from the planet side to enter the docking bay as close to horizontal as possible. Since I've flown back a little, this takes a little longer. Sorry about that. If you have any questions, just type in the chat and I'll either reply via Skype or type it directly. Since these videos are pre-recorded, it's pretty easy to do this while I'm playing.
Condition red.
Yeah, see, we have company. See those blue ship? What is it? A Mamba. Oh, great. Mambas are easy to destroy, so I can show you the Mamba up close. It won't be as aggressive as it could be right now because my rating is harmless, and the opponents get tougher after a while in the game. So let's see. It should begin firing momentarily. I am in range, but he has not yet locked onto me because he had to evade the asteroid that was in front of him. It gives me additional time. I could have destroyed it by now, but come on, do me a favor. Yeah, finally. Okay, so here's the Mamba in full glory, and now we are going to destroy it. The AI is one of the worst parts of Alite, I have to admit. I'm not happy at all how these ships evade and try to attack. Well, there is still room for improvement. As you can see, I have destroyed the Mamba and now I'm getting the bounty. If you remember the Amiga version of Elite, you might remember that Mamba was worth 15 credits, and Mambas were just, you know, very easy to destroy. And I modified the points and the credits you receive for destroying them so that the bounty more closely matches the difficulty you will have in destroying this ship. So Thargoids aren't worth measly 15 credits either, and they are worth, I don't know, 50 or 40 credits. I must admit, I forgot. It's been a while. Okay, now let's see if we can dock this ship. Yeah. Doom-de-doom. Questions? Okay, now we are in a safe zone, as you can see here. And the compass just picked up the station as its focus point, as opposed to the planet. As long as you're outside the safe zone, the compass focuses on the planet. And now while you're inside the safe zone, it focuses on the station. You can see a transporter leaving the station, and we can follow it. And if we are in a straight line behind it, we can almost be certain that the station is directly behind us. The transporters do fly curves though, so you can never be fully sure, but it's a good helping point. If you're completely lost, try to find a ship that has just flown out of the station, and your chances are pretty high that if you follow one of those ships like this shuttle, you'll be perfectly aligned for your docking procedure. So now if I look behind me, I'm almost exactly where I want to be. I'm much quicker than this orbit shuttle though, so I'll just overtake it, come to a full stop, turn around, and now I have a perfect docking approach vector. I can safely dock in this Dodec station. Boom. Dodec stations, by the way, weren't in the Amiga version either. I'm using Coriolis, Dodec, and even Nikos AIDA stations. Okay,